this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself in this coupe, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I...
Yeah, it's Goddess. And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our pride. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat Dak. And we ain't scared of running, what you thought we bleed that? It's only one team over here, this Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboys, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out. Now don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC4L.
31 teams in the NFL. His system is designed to stop 25 teams.
Shit, I need a linebacker that's over 200 pounds. I need a defensive tackle that you got to pull away from the buffet. He's gone, so no.
Let's talk about that.
But yeah, that's a long part.
That's
a long part.
I gotta make this point because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. So I gotta get this out before it flees me, and the nation needs to hear this.
What's happening? I don't know what happened, but I'm here. I don't know what happened. But salute to everybody rocking, man. We in the building. And you already know it's Cowboys Convos. You know, hit the like, hit the share, turn it up. Y'all already know what time it is, man.
Yeah, this is Cowboys Convos. We have conversations about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, this is Cowboys Convos where we have conversations about the Dallas Cowboys. And we are your two hosts with the most, man. I am your boy, Henny DeMoore, sole owner and proprietor of the liquor store, man. If you want to get sloppy drunk and disgusted, just like your uncle at the family gathering, we got everything you need to succeed at that standpoint, man. And also, this embodied voice to the left of me right here is Landlord from Alabama, aka Landlord Sports, aka the nefarious one, aka the down south jigger man. Not because he rap, because he got them jiggers, man. So to my brother Landlord.
Ready, salute.
Yes, indeed, man. And listen, we got a shit ton of stuff to discuss today, man. There's a combine going on this week, man. The underwear Olympic is going on, man. And I want to just prerequisite this real quick. If he runs a 4.2, but his tape is doo-doo, he is not the one for you. I want y'all to remember that because niggas fall in love with 40 times and bench presses, and they strong and fast. And when you look at their tape, they the sorriest nigga on their team. So I just need y'all to remember the combine is for entertainment purposes only. Do not base anything off of the combine. a lot of these guys, because listen, because of NIL, a lot of these guys got 5 years worth of tape. There's 5 years of footage of them playing football in pads, not in they shorts or nothing like that. There's 5 years of footage of a lot of these boys in pads. So you use the combine, to add on to what you already know about a good player. Never use the combine, to solidify a bad player. Just because he can run fast does not mean he can play football. Jadon Blue is fast as hell and he cannot get off of the damn bench. You know what I'm saying? So I just want y'all to compartmentalize some of this shit. But the real reason that I give a damn about the combine is because of what's going on there. There's going to be discussions had. David Mulugeta does a lot of his contract negotiations at the combine, and when he likes to talk to teams, and the Dallas Cowboys are preparing, to negotiate, for the long-term services, of one George Pickens, man. So, Lan, how do you feel about the Dallas Cowboys not necessarily, keeping George Pickens? And like we both know that we want to keep, George Pickens. But how do you feel about their ability to get a deal done? Or do you think the Dallas Cowboys are going to make him try and play on the tag? How do you feel this shit's going to play out?
I mean, traditionally, I say that the Dallas Cowboys are definitely going to tag George Pickens, but hopefully it's in good faith for them to be able to get a long-term deal done. Because it'll free so much capital if we can just get a deal done, man. Like, you don't want to go through the drama and the saga all season again. Like, that ain't good for your team. And then, I think he'll play on it, but, just in case he might not be a happy camper, we don't got time for nobody to be missing camp and all that stuff like the several seasons before. So we want to make sure our offense is fully assembled. I want to make sure them boys are ready to go. Because, like, the reason I say that, you got to think, when you construct your team, how would you even be able to gauge what you need on defense if you're not sure on offense either? Like, you need at least a sure thing on your team. You know what I'm saying? And the sure thing on this team is definitely the offense. So please, leave the offense alone. Do not mess with them birds in the bush. Because as soon as you drop the bird in the hand and go swipe at the ones in the bush, they're going to fly away and you won't have shit. So I don't even think you can accurately gauge what you need on defense if you make a major shift or a major change on offense.
Correct. And just to update people real quick, though, salute to Jeffrey for the Cash App, man. He said for support, thank you very much for showing love and rocking with your boy. And if you want to help keep the lights on inside, salutes. If you want to help keep the lights on inside the trap and the liquor store, man, if you want to help keep Cowboy Convos going, man, please make sure you hit the Cash Apps, the Super Chats, the memberships. We are independent for real. We ain't got no sponsors. We be cussing folks out. We say things that are, they might consider it slander, about Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Like, I cannot legally prove that he's a bitch ass nigga, and I be calling him bitch ass niggas all the time. So, like, folks ain't really rocking with us like that, man. So if you like uncut, unfiltered, unadulterated content, y'all please make sure y'all hit the Cash App and the Super Chat. And salute to Angie in the building too, man. Thanks for tapping in and showing love and support.
Salute.
But yeah, what I was going to say though, man, is just so people remember the timeline. The Dallas Cowboys don't have until they don't have to get this shit done, right? After July, I think it's like July the 10th, July the 11th. I'll look and get the exact numbers. But once a player is tagged, they only got until July to sign a long-term deal. After that point in time, if a long-term deal is not met, that player cannot sign a long-term extension until the next offseason. So the moment the tag is placed on George Pickens, and I'm sure that it will be placed, we already heard him. He reiterated this today And then there's some other clips of Stephen Jones talking that we'll talk about today. Also, salute to Angie for the cash app. She said, for keep cursing niggas out, it's appreciated. Listen, folks got to get cussed out. Like sometimes, regular words do not do justice to what you're trying to convey to people. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, no is not enough. Sometimes it got to be a good old fuck no. Sometimes fuck no is what it takes for people to understand where you're coming from. Sometimes reminding people that their mama don't love them, is the best way to shake them the fuck up, because they come in here and seek the attention their parents didn't give them. Like sometimes you just gotta talk bad to people. So I appreciate you for helping keep the custom fun going. But so that's the thing that I wanted to just throw out there in regard to like George Pickens, man, because the Dallas Cowboys don't have this endless amount of time to get a deal done with George Pickens. Once that tag is placed, thank you, July the 15th. I appreciate you. I knew somebody would get the correct number. So yeah, matter of fact, let me pull it up too, because I got the entire thing in here in my phone somewhere. Give me 2 seconds and I'll find it. But it's like an entire timeline of like important dates when it comes to franchise tagging players. And I should still have it in my photo log somewhere so I can read it off to y'all good people. Let me see. Show on. Dak out of memories. But yeah, point being, they ain't got all day to get this shit done. So I'm really I'm not nervous because my main priority is to keep George Pickens as a Dallas Cowboy in 2026. If he actually reports and plays on the tag, that's cool. But like that's my main priority. Is just to have the services of George Pickens in 2026. I want to maximize the 3-year window that we have with Dak Prescott as our starting quarterback. Because after that, I don't give a damn. If you ain't got a good quarterback, I don't give a fuck who's on the team. I don't give a fuck about the defense or none of the other shit. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. If you go from having Dak Prescott to a Rudy Poo quarterback that can't play, let's say Dak retires, after this season. Let's say he says, fuck it, I'm gonna go spend time with my family. And you're stuck with Joe Milton as your quarterback. And he still throws nothing but fastballs and shit. Do you think I give a damn about the Dallas Cowboys season going forward? That's not the caliber of quarterback that you need to win with, man. So, I only care about why Dak is here. That's the way I feel. I'm trying to load up so that we can actually try to compete these final 3 years with Dak Prescott is here. And I don't care what that looks like.
It's not about Dak. It's about what makes sense. When Dak leaves here, that's the true indication of a rebuild. No time before that. Like when Dak leaves here, that tells us, hey, rebuild. That's exactly what that is. Unless you go get one of those playing quarterbacks like a Sam Darnold or somebody. But anything other than that, it's a rebuild.
He said, what if Dak signs a 2-year extension? If Dak stays on long term, after that, then we can have a different discussion because the timeline changes. And it also going to still be dependent on how Dak Prescott is playing. If Dak Prescott is playing by the time that his 3rd year comes around, like, I don't know if I want to see Dak after that. I want your best years. I don't want all your years. If Dak Prescott ain't Dak Prescott no more, then Dak Prescott don't need to be a Dallas Cowboy no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, my loyalty is to the Dallas Cowboys. So if Dak Prescott's not playing well by then, I don't want to have Dak Prescott here. Like, I fuck with Dak because Dak is dope. Don't ever get it twisted. Like, it's football, man. Like, your love for players should be conditional. If you a baller and you hooping and you help my team succeed, I got nothing but love for you. If you falling off and you're part of the reason that the team falling off, we're gonna have to get a divorce. And that's just what it is, man. So right now, while Dak Prescott is still an all-pro caliber quarterback, I want him around. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say shit about my quarterback. I'll slap shit out of a nigga about my quarterback right now.
It ain't got shit to do to me. It just got something to do with the level of play that I'm receiving from that position. And I'm satisfied with the level of play that I'm receiving. I am.
Facts. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. He said so. Both the quarterbacks in the Super Bowl this year were superstars. One of them, was an MVP candidate and finished second in MVP voting. Is on his second year, and then the other quarterback, Sam Darnold, made back-to-back Pro Bowls, and the nigga he had a record of like 28-6 the last 2 years as a starting quarterback. So he's not a superstar, but he ain't either. Like there is a big gap in between what Joe Milton is and what Sam Darnold is. You know what I mean? Like if you got a quarterback that's borderline top 13 or some shit like that, you can compete. But if Dak Prescott goes, like the odds of you getting a quarterback like that, it ain't that great. You know what I mean? Like good quarterbacks don't grow on trees. That's why there's so many quarterbacks that fail so many times still get opportunities to go and play somewhere. Because there's not a lot of good quarterbacks in the National Football League. There's 32 jobs in the NFL for a starting quarterback, and there are not 32 starting caliber quarterbacks in the league. Like a lot of these guys got backup quarterbacks as their starters because it's just that hard to find good quarterbacks. You know what I mean? And very few teams got all pro quarterbacks.
It ain't many of them that got all pro caliber quarterbacks. So yeah, we can probably run them off if you think about it in your head.
Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts, he did make an all pro team. I gotta, to be fair. Matthew Stafford. Did Drake May make the all pro team this year?
I'm pretty sure he did if he was an MVP candidate, wasn't it?
He would have to at least be in the second team all pro. So not that many. Because Kyler Murray never did it. Nobody for the Giants have done that shit in a very long time. Aaron Rodgers, he was an all-pro quarterback, but that's a long ass time ago. You know what I mean? That was a lifetime ago. Even Aaron Donald was no goddamn all-pro. Sam Donald. Sam Donald made a Pro Bowl, but he was never an all-pro quarterback. Yeah, but there's not that many all pros in the league, dog. Well, I'm just really sitting here thinking there's not that many all pro caliber quarterbacks. May not even be a full team. I think we named 9 niggas
out of 32.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's not a lot of people on Dak Prescott's level of play. So yes, it is very fundamental to me to get the most out of these next 3 years out of Dak Prescott. I want him to have all the weapons in the world, and I want him to improve the defense. I want to be greedy. I want everything for Dak. I want the team to be so goddamn good that they claim that Dak Prescott getting carried. I want them to give. Also, Lan, Angie asked that you get her cash out.
Yeah, I did. Appreciate you, Miss Angie. He said, get your 10 piece and a biscuit or something. He said, 2 pieces and a biscuit. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, man. I think, I want them to give Dak Prescott the kind of slander they give Jalen Hurts. I want the team around Dak Prescott to be so good. They say, man, he get carried. Anybody can do that. Everybody can go there and play. Anybody can go there and win. Yes, I want that for Dak Prescott. I want that nigga to have a run game. I want to have gangsters at all the receiving positions, and I want his defense to be dope as hell. Right? I want that to be the reality for Dak Prescott. So yes, I want to keep George Pickens and improve the defense. And because you got 2 top 20 picks on defense, in this draft, you could draft a defensive player at 12. You could draft a defensive player at 20. You could sign free agents like Trey Hendrickson or Boy Mafe or Bradley Chubb. Re-sign David Clowney. There are options that you have to improve your defense. Without shipping out your 24-year-old all-pro player. I want to add on to the defense without subtracting from the offense. Now, if I'm
See, that's the only thing. That's the biggest difference we got between boss now. Like, we not saying that we shouldn't trade for somebody. We just saying we shouldn't bother our offense to do it. Or we just saying it ain't gotta be Maxx Crosby. There's other options out here, man. That's our whole argument. It don't have to be Max or Bucks. We don't have to max out for Max, bro. We just don't. Like, that's our biggest point of contention with what they saying. We can trade for anybody else, long as we don't bother what we talking about. That's all. Like, do what you do. If you can pull that off with them 2 first-round picks, I wouldn't even be mad if you used 2 first-round picks. But taking away from the offense to that degree, that'll be crazy. I already made the plenty cases to let you know why that wouldn't be a smart move. I just told you. The reason that Dak Prescott was not injured, for the most part, I think I credit that mostly to him having some open options to throw the ball to. And I know that sounds crazy, but go look at the stats. The offensive line was not blocking that great in pass pro. Then you didn't have a lot of people. Your offensive line went blocking worth a damn. And then you had Dak Prescott getting hit the most he ever had in his career. One shot of his career most hits in a season. So don't think just because you see low sack numbers that means your offensive line was out there hooping, because that's not the case. Dak Prescott was working magic. Hence what Michael Parsons said after the Packers game. He let you know. He said, Dak, he was destroying Terrence Steele and whoever else was on that other side. He was destroying them. And he was getting to the ball, but he couldn't do that because Dak was getting it out too quick. So that right there is a direct kudos to your offense and your wide receiver core.
Nah, I ain't giving wide receivers too much credit. You threw the ball 600 times. The nigga gonna have somebody to throw to. Let's just be 1,000%. If you got a quarterback like Dak Prescott and he wants to throw the ball around the yard, do you not want to have good receiving options for Dak Prescott? That's just a simple question. If you're going to throw the ball 600 times, was the most in Dak Prescott's career, undershot it. Do you not want the people he throwing the ball to be good? Also, let me show you something. I got some advanced metrics for you that actually showed how important George Pickens was to Dak Prescott this year. Now, I'm not sitting here acting like Dak Prescott is a bum, but his life was way easier with George Pickens on the field, man. So, matter of fact, this is worth me stopping the show so I can add it in here. Give me 2 seconds so I can find it, man, and I'll put it in.
Devontae Williams' life was better because of George Pickens as well.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, this is my report.
I promise you, y'all don't want to see him. Y'all don't want to see Williams going up against some stacked boxes, or when the defense is focused on him. Because if you only got one receiver, you can double CD and load up the box. Is that what you want to do? Like, this team becomes way different if you take away George Pickens, bro. And then who else your third is? Okay, if it could be another player, if they not good enough to be the number one, then a defense got an advantage over you now. Like, if you play the Patriots, you can put Christian Gonzalez on whoever that number 2 receiver is and double CD. Now, you at a disadvantage. So, like, you got to think, with a player like George Pickens, I'd take him against any quarterback in the league. I feel confident that he can win his matchup against any corner in this league. So, I mean, that's a great option to have for Dak Prescott. And then, like you said, if you want to preserve that, what's better way to preserve him than let him get the ball out quick? Because look, we want that to be Matthew Stafford. You want to know what make Matthew Stafford? Him having some options to throw the ball to. Sam McVay cooking up some quick options so he can get the ball out of his hand. That's what's making him. Some great offensive play calling and some great weapons. That's why it looked like Matthew Stafford found the youth. Winning the damn MVP at this age.
Mm-hmm. And I finally found what I was looking for. So this is Dak with George Pickens on the field and without George Pickens on the motherfucker. On the field, he got a plus 0.17 EPA per attempt. His success rate was at 47%. His yards per attempt was 7.9, and he was completing 68% of his damn passes. When George Pickens' ass was off the field for any reason, his EPA was in the negative per attempt. His success rate was down 3 points. His yard per attempt was down over three yards, and his completion percentage was down by 10%, man. All right, so let's not sit here and act like George Pickens was not. It was a huge difference in between when George Pickens was on the field. Huge difference, man. So let's not sit here and undermine what George Pickens was. And listen, Flip, we talk about Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker ass missed a fourth of the season. Tyler Booker missed like 4-5 games, and we were still out there hooping. So what we talk about, his life got better because of Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker ass missed like a fourth of the season. Did George Pickens? Do he got enough? Do Dak Prescott efficiency numbers look like this when Tyler Booker's on the field or off the field? I don't believe so. And it really ain't about is George Pickens or a better player than Maxx Crosby. The real question is it better to trade away your soul for Maxx Crosby, or is it better to go and get Trey Hendrickson, keep George Pickens, spend those 2 first-round picks on defense, and get some more guys to free agency over just having Maxx Crosby? They're not, because listen, Maxx Crosby is a free agent, and we just talk about signing him off the streets. That's cool. That's not the case. That's not the case. So let's just talk about it in totality. Maxx Crosby will have to be traded for. Right now, what they're saying that they want is 2 first-round picks and a player. And remember, when it comes to negotiations, it only takes one person to agree to the shit. There's 31 teams that will be willing to humor the Las Vegas Raiders in acquiring the talents of Maxx Crosby. It's not a closed auction setting. It's not the Dallas Cowboys bidding against 2 other teams. It's the Dallas Cowboys bidding against 31 other teams. Because there's 31 teams in the NFL that would want a nigga like Maxx Crosby. All it takes is one of them being willing to give up the 2 first-round picks in a player. Because we were able to do it. We had teams tell us no for Michael Parsons. Y'all got to remember that. Carolina told us no. Philadelphia told us no. But the Packers said hell yeah. So it doesn't really matter if some teams won't do it. It only takes one. It only takes one team to come with the offer that they want. So it's not like it's knocking them down for what they want. So you mean to tell me you'll give up your 2 first-round picks and George Pickens, to get Maxx Crosby? It just don't make sense to me. Not personally. So you don't want Philly to trade for him, though. Philly can do what the fuck they want to do. Philly actually got assets they got control over. Listen, if George Pickens said, no, I'm not going to Las Vegas, that's the end of it. Because George Pickens is not under contract. George Pickens is a free agent. Even if you put the franchise tag on him, he cannot be traded unless he agrees to it. So it's not as open as should as trading somebody. AJ Brown, if the Eagles did trade AJ Brown over there and some picks for Maxx Crosby, AJ Brown ain't got no say-so in it. He under contract without a no-trade clause. George Pickens has say-so in where he goes because of his right as a guy getting tagged. You cannot trade a player until he signs the tag. Him signing over all the leverage of these negotiations. So that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about what they actually want for Maxx Crosby. I don't want to spend time talking about the hypotheticals. People talk about player for player, George Pickens and the pick. They want more than that. That's what they actually said. They actually said 2 first-round picks and a player. Everything else was national media and clicks. Like, them niggas need content, and the best way to get content is to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. But that is not what the damn Las Vegas Raiders or reporters actually want. They want the Michael Parsons deal. They want 2 first-round picks and a mid-tier player.
And y'all talking like
so that's why I'm not even sitting here.
Preach it. You gotta realize They don't have to take our bid. It's 32, it's 31 other teams. 30 other teams in this equation. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to take our best option either. That's what people fail to realize. Like they can laugh at us and hang up the phone. And you talking about one pick and one player. Like that might not be their cup of tea. That might not be what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of this stuff is just, it's off season, so it's fun to talk about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the off season, so we gotta kill time talk about something. But if we talking realistically, when have you listen? Let's just use our minds as free thinkers, as people that are Dallas Cowboys fans. On a scale, and I want full class participation. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you the Dallas Cowboys could outbid all the other teams in the NFL to get Maxx Crosby? That's all I want to know. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm confident as hell, 1, them niggas ain't gonna do shit. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you the Dallas Cowboys could outbid the other teams in the NFL for the services of Maxx Crosby? Everybody name my don't want. All right, landlord just said 0. -3 from D.A. Lee. So D.A. Lee with a -3. I got a 0 from landlord. Anybody else? Common sense lad said -100. All right. I see some zeros. I see a -100 from the brother JVB boy. Florida Cowboy with a 0. Mim with a good old 3. My brother Paul with a 1. Salute to Michael Autry in the building too, man. Long time no see. 0 from Willie Stovall. Soul Goddess, this is basically a 0 from them as well. A never. A 2 for ON. So that's my point. Like, y'all don't even feel in your hearts of hearts that if it came down to just going out there and putting a great offer together, a great package out there to get Maxx Crosby, you got to compete against the other teams in the NFL. Nobody trusts the damn Dallas Cowboys to do it and to come out on top. So what are we talking about? Why are we talking about it? This is my only point of contention. We not even putting together real trade packages. We trying to trade a player that's hard to trade because this nigga got rights that can go play. We want to go play it. Like we ain't finna treat a 24-year-old black man like a slave on Black History Month. We ain't finna act like we just gonna make him go somewhere. We ain't finna do that on Black History Month, man. I'm sorry. He has a choice, and I'm pretty sure a wide receiver would choose to stay with the All-Pro quarterback, still get money, and have an opportunity to re-up again because he played with an All-Pro quarterback. Or going to Vegas and playing with fucking Mendoza. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jordan Pickens like, man, I'd fuck with Mendoza, man. Oh man, I watched him in Indiana. But maybe he feel that way. I doubt that shit though. What you think, landlord? You think he would prefer to play with Dak Prescott or Mendoza if he had a choice? Money didn't go to.
They already said George wants to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand how y'all pick and choose what y'all believe, man. I just just to build around your case. Like the people said George Pickens want to be here. Stephen Jones said we love him, we want to keep him. But some kind of way, the whole narrative is something totally different. But then you believe certain stuff they say, but then other stuff you don't. Like I don't know, bro. I take shit off of face value. I'm not in the room. If it makes sense to me, if they actually keep doubling down saying this shit, then we gotta believe it. We gotta take it off face value. If they prove not to do it, then that's another thing. But if they come out here saying this shit, You gotta believe it. Just like Jerry now. Y'all forget they whole campaign about trading Michael Parsons is what? We want to stop the run. That was Jerry's bold statement after trading Michael, bro. That man said we want to stop the run. Then this is my problem. Okay, we can debate and say Jerry traded Michael just on some emotional shit, right? I might give you that. But in their collective mind, once they had time to collect their thoughts, they made a conscious decision to go after another defensive tackle, bro. If they truly was horny and thirsty for a fucking defensive end or a pass rusher, wouldn't you think that would have been the best time for them to go get one?
Yep.
You had all your assets. You was at the peak of what you had from the Michael deal at that moment. If that was your priority, you would have got one.
Yeah, because you had 4 picks. You had 4 picks at the time. You had 2 this year, and you still had 2 next year. So if you really wanted to gaffle somebody and try and get an elite edge rusher, you could have did that at that point. But instead of doing that, you decided it was better to trade for Quentin Williams. And I love Quentin Williams. He's a close multiplier at the defensive tackle position. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. It's not like the Dallas Cowboys don't have, shit invested into the trenches. They just didn't go about it in the way a lot of people want it. Because let's be 1,000%. They just gave an extension to Osa Digizua. They traded for Kenny Clark. They traded for Quentin Williams. They signed Jadeveon Clowney. They signed Dante Fowler. And then they spent a 2nd-round pick on Easy. So it's not like they didn't give a guy honest effort in trying to acquire people there. And even though, like 2 of your edges ain't work out the way that you wanted them to work, I know that you wanted more for Dante Fowler. And I know that, Easy was a rookie last year, but you did invest a lot in your defensive tackle room to the point you probably got the best one in the league. Clowney worked out for you, and there's a possibility you could bring him back. So I'm not acting like they haven't did some things on the defensive line. They just don't have a star pass rusher. So my thing is this though: you can still improve your pass rush. You mean to tell me that Henderson wouldn't be dope? You mean to tell me, with Herbig being on the trading block, you can't trade for Herbig? And we seen his tape and how good he was, right? You mean to tell me, that you can't find a way to get Owe here, or to get one of these other guys in the building, man? Joey Bosa's on the open market, free of charge. Khalil Mack on the open market, free of charge. I'm not saying that even get one. You can mix and match. You get 2 or 3 pass rushers in this motherfucker, for the price of paying Maxx Crosby. And they still be better players than what you put on the field last year. So let's be 1,000. Bradley Chubb ain't the best pass rusher in the world no more. But is the nigga better than James Houston? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sitting here saying that Joey Bosa at this point of his career is the same Joey Bosa. But is he better than the version of Dante Fowler that you seen on the field last year? You could bring Jadeveon Clowney back. He want to be here. You pay him in Bitcoin or some shit. But my point being is this, man. Like, there are options in improving your pass rush without selling your soul. You can not sell your soul and fix your pass rush. You'll have to sell your soul to get a superstar pass rusher. You have to sell your soul to get a superstar pass rusher. You will, because they deserve that kind of respect. They deserve that kind of investment if you were to go that route. But you don't necessarily have to do that. If you already have a plus multiplier at the defensive tackle position, he should be able to help elevate the efficiency of some better edges. Quentin Williams he probably couldn't turn Sarah Williams into a all-pro pass rusher. But can he help turn back the clock for somebody like a Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa, or a Bradley Chubb? Can Trey Hendrickson, come in here and help improve the pass rushing room, playing playing, alongside that defensive line with Quentin Williams and Olsen there? Like, those are real questions that I have, and I think it's better team building. Because if you don't trade away your two top 20 picks, you can then spend a block on 2 defensive backs in the draft, right? Because that's what the Eagles did. The Eagles invested heavily, in different places, and then the gamble that they took was with they first and second round pick with their corners. And we know that they drafted Quinyon Mitchell, then they turned right back around and they drafted Cooper DeJean in the second round, right? And Christian Parker was there for that. Similar situation. Dallas Cowboys. You need better safety play. You need a cornerback. So let's say folks over there drafting Caleb Downs falls to 12. You got all your picks now. You can still draft Caleb Downs and then spin the block at 20. You might be able to get somebody like Avion Terrell. Maybe Akeem Messador falls there. It is what it is. Okay, Flip, you can believe what you want to believe. Like, football is won in the trenches. Why you act like you don't got trenches? You just spent a first-round pick on a goddamn offensive lineman the year before, and you got 3 niggas making $20 million on your defensive line. So I don't know why y'all act like they haven't invested in the trenches. They paying 3 niggas $20 million on the defensive line, and they spent a second-round pick on an edge rusher. Why are we acting like the defensive line is some struggling, hungry child in Africa with their ribs showing? Them niggas is eating good.
A neglected child.
Yeah, why we acting like they malnourished or something, man? Why we acting like they malnourished or something? I never understood that. You got 3 first-round picks on your offensive line, more than any other team in the National Football League. You got 3 $20 million defensive tackles, more than any team in the National Football League. Just because you don't got a superstar edge rusher that we could go out and buy a jersey does not mean you have not invested on the damn defensive line, dog, or in the trenches. You have invested in the trenches. Now, you still need to improve your edges. Nobody is sitting here saying don't improve your edges. But you can do that without trading away your damn wide receiver for it, man. Especially, after your quarterback publicly said he will get involved to make sure the man is here. So that's what I'm trying to see. Why do y'all think the only way to improve your defensive line is to trade away George Pickens, when there are other upgrades in free agency that you could bring in while keeping your picks and your current players? That's the real. And if you can give me a good answer, I would hear it out. But outside of that, I just think that y'all the idea of Maxx Crosby, and Maxx Crosby is an amazing player. I love Maxx, but I'm not finna sell my soul for the nigga when there are other options. Now, Lo, how do you feel? What's a better option, man? Trade the picks from some other free agents and George Pickens, or just selling your soul, everything up for grabs? We're gonna get Maxx Crosby. Landlord said he ain't gotta answer this shit. I'm just saying, man. And this wasn't even supposed to be this kind of show. So we did just want to talk about, like the combine and some of the things that, some of the things that was said to by Stephen Jones and stuff. But yeah, man, it's hard not to talk about it because that's pretty much one of the biggest talking points in these Twitter streets and on social media and with the national media pushing the idea of trading George Pickens for Maxx Crosby and all this other stuff. But there are other ways to do this. Like there are other ways to get to where you want to go.
Thanks. Like that's all we saying. Like, of course, the best option is to not sell your soul for one player. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, young people said 2 firsts and a dope player. Y'all crazy. When I heard that, I said no. It's the same thing when I heard. To be honest with y'all, I ain't gonna lie. What's the top receiver money right now?
40 is what Jamar Chase got.
If George Pickens want more than that,
40 AP.
too much more than that or some shit like that, then we can start talking about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, when I heard Michael Parsons, what he got, I was like, oh shit, bet it up. That was an egregious amount of money what Micah got, bro. Real talk. I see why Jim was like, I don't know about that. Like, you might be better off
Flip.
building your team with several pieces. What?
Flip, you keep saying to trade for Crosby. They want your 2 first-round picks. They want motherfuckers. What are you gonna draft the wide receiver with, Flip? They want 2 first and a player. So
Yeah,
what magical pick
you don't have no more
touch your
you don't have a second round pick or a third round pick.
Yep. And remind you, you can't actually trade away your 2027 pick because of contract language with the Jets. Right? So you don't even know which pick you own in 2027 to trade it. And remember, because we keep talking about it, it only takes one of the other teams in the NFL to offer them what they're asking for this negotiation shit to be null and void. That's all it takes. There's if matter of fact, say this. Let's say not every team in the NFL wants Maxx Crosby, but 20 of them bitches do, or 15. Like that's a huge number. Mean to tell me out of all them, gonna be desperate enough to give them 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby. But the only way you can get away, with offering them less is if somebody else offers less. So if nobody offers what they want. And that's cool. But if somebody offers you what you initially asked for, right? Flip, you talk about you sell my car, I'm going to go higher than what I really want. Yeah, you say that until somebody actually come with money in your hand and ask no questions to give you that big ass amount. And that's what I'm saying. If they start with 2 first-round picks and a player, and niggas actually are ready to give them two first-round picks and a player, why would they come down?
Why do they think our deal gonna trump other people's deal? Like, bro, come on now. That is mind-boggling. Like, do you think the Dallas Cowboys is willing to give up 2 firsts and a player for Maxx Crosby? Ask yourself that when they just had a player who you could say is in the same ilk of Maxx Crosby and didn't want to pay him. Then you'll have to do that and pay him. Is it fucking crazy? Man, y'all out of y'all mind. Ain't no way. And it's been most of the time when it's a player you gotta pay, they come down on the price. Yeah, crazy serious. Ain't no way I'm finna do that and I gotta give him a contract.
Mm-hmm. Meniscus in the beginning of the year. People ain't even thinking how much money is inside of Max's contract. Like his guaranteed money is almost gone. He's gonna want a new contract. Right, that is a fact. Most players of his ilk are not going to put themselves in a position to where they can get a major injury. You know, especially when he's at the age he's at. He's not going to put himself in a position to be playing without any guarantees of contract. So if he's traded, hell, it might just be, it might just be shit to where this is a negotiation tactic. He following all the damn Dallas Cowboys people and shit. He might just trying to get some leverage to get a bag from me. But how folks always name drop Dallas or make it seem like they finna leave, to get some extra money.
Always.
That nigga probably get another
Always.
contract. So yeah, but listen, I didn't come on here to have this kind of show. So let's continue, man. We got other stuff to talk about. And listen, if you enjoy the content, if you like the content, if you appreciate the content, if you're putting down what we putting up, even if you disagree, man. Like y'all ain't gotta always agree with stuff, man. But we appreciate y'all for coming in and always sharing y'all viewpoints, with us, talking football with us, and chilling with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate that. And listen, if you like these shows, make sure that y'all hit that like, make sure y'all hit that share, make sure you slap the fuck out of an Eagles fan because they probably somewhere flying around spreading herpes and salmonella because they eat shit. And please make sure you hit that Cash App and that Super Chat. Mine is $ Henny the Moore. His is $ Landlord723. So one thing I did want to talk about with y'all. We got some linebackers on the open market, man. Like there's some linebackers out there, man. So listen, I'm not anti-draft linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not anti-Sonny Styles. I like Sonny Styles. You know what I'm saying? Like he got great coverage skills. He got great coverage skills. He got some pass rusher to him. You know, he got a safety background. Like is he a true middle linebacker in the NFL? But he a great
Low
talent.
key.
But if you're able,
Low key. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was about to say, man, if you low key, if you think about it, I had watched a Vice video yesterday, and he was talking about the things that he described in that player when he was talking about running nickel package. And he named a lot of different characteristics. And if you think about it, you remember I told you, Sonny Styles, he probably have Sonny Styles going fucking crazy on the defense. No lie. Because of the things he named, like we automatically gonna relate him to a cornerback, but it sounds like he just want a nickel player. And like I think nowadays in the NFL, they are trying to make that like a hybrid player instead of just a traditional cornerback now. Because like if you think about it, if you get Sonny Styles, you might have a player that can cover in the slot. You might have a player that can play box safety. You can have a linebacker. You can rush him. You can do a lot of shit with Sonny Styles to me. So, like, he might be somebody to watch out for. I think Christian Parker be licking his chops to get the draft Sonny Styles.
He might. Because he got flexibility, man. He got a lot of flexibility. You know,
He
like
said you want to be multiple? Man, please.
One of the best ways to play defense is like, man, if I got a package so good, I never got to take it off the field. You know, like you don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, like, if you got somebody like a Sonny Styles who can still cover tight ends and slot wide receivers because of his speed and length and shit like that, and he still got enough size to where he can impact the run game, you know, it's possible. It's possible that that's an appealing pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Also, think about this. Has he ever played with a defensive tackle like Quentin Williams before in his life?
Nope. He gonna be running free.
Yeah, so I understand there's some concerns about his block shedding and shit like that. But man, if the defensive tackles are doing their job, that's gonna be some shit that you don't have to worry about too often. At that point, he can just go see ball, hit ball, he can hunt. He got some versatility to him, man. That's why I like the boy like that. But I'm just saying, if that's not the path that they want, they would rather get a veteran linebacker. You know, there are still options out there. Quincy Williams, like, listen, I believe Quincy Williams already got a contract. They just can't announce the shit. This nigga's already hanging out with CD Lamb and shit. Did you see that? Man. Because might be breaking up. I said Quincy already been hanging out with CD Lamb.
I like Quay too. If we gonna run
he probably got a contract
because I think he'll be a good.
You were breaking up a little bit, but I was saying, like,
yeah,
you said that Quincy Williams, yeah, he could play in the 3-4. Because
I was looking
remember,
at Quay Walker too, though. I think he do say he is an outside linebacker, ain't he?
Quay, they play a 4-3, so he's like a Sam or a Will. I don't think Quay is a Mike, but he's super athletic. So the question is going to be, if you do go to a 3-4, where would you put him at? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you put him as a
He
middle
kind of built
linebacker?
like an end to me, I believe.
Yeah, that'd be the question. Would you put him as a middle linebacker? Would you put him as the plugger, which is the other interior linebacker? Would you put him as an outside linebacker? Those will be the real questions. It's not about if he could play in a 3-4. It's like, what will be his true position within a 3-4? Like, what would you be comfortable with Quay doing in a 3-4? Is what I should say. He said Quentin, brother. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Quincy. And he's a former All-Pro player. Now, I'm not saying, that he's still there. I got to do the film work. I'll be fair. Like, I don't think he had a great year this last year. He lost his starting job. He got benched. But I don't think he woke up sorry just yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got that ongoing phrase of niggas waking up sorry. I don't think he woke up sorry just yet, man. But we'll be fair. We'll do some film work on Quincy and some of these other linebackers here. He said, ask why didn't the Packers pay Quay Walker? I mean, they still can. There's a possibility he still end up back with the Packers. And he said, don't we need a Mike linebacker? Let me show y'all something. Safety where his ass belong. I mean, let me be frank with you. Bell ass on the bench. Because when Bell did in there, he did not look good. Now, I know, they played well back in 2023. But shit, that's stay with me, man. When he was getting opportunities, when he was getting opportunities this year, they weren't good. So you got a right outside linebacker, a left outside linebacker, a right inside linebacker, and a left inside linebacker. Right, when it comes to a 3-4 defense. So you are going to need two outside linebackers which are truly just pass rushers. And then you'll need two interior linebackers that are more traditional linebacker builds. So just to answer your question, like, you'll need some interior linebackers, and then your outside linebackers, it's going to be dependent on who you want to deploy out there. Like, you could put, like true stand-up outside linebackers out there. You could have like a defensive end out there and stand them up. If you think that they can handle that. So it's just dependent, man. It's just dependent. Yeah, he played real good in Big Q's system, in Dan Quinn's system. He did. I'll give him that. But yeah, now we're finna take a quick look, man. One year not even on the team no more. Let me ask y'all a question, landlord included. Y'all bringing Wanye Thomas back, or y'all just trying to find entirely new safeties all the way around? Because I know I ain't trying to bring Donovan Wilson ass back. Wanye a free agent too. So are y'all bringing Wanye back or no? He excited to see what they do though. New safety.
No, I ain't bringing no one day back. What?
Yeah, that's your partner.
I draft safety. Shit, regular me.
I mean, you still can, trade for a safety. Like, I don't think anybody here will be opposed to getting like what's the boy name from Miami? Minka. Yeah, like nobody would be sad about getting Minka Fitzpatrick. You could trade for Minka Fitzpatrick and absorb his contract, right? With little to no fuss, and I don't think it'll cost you much. It might cost you a 4th or a 5th round pick to trade for Minka Fitzpatrick. And then we talk about depth, like shit. I can listen. I like Wingate. You probably can draft a nigga in the 4th or the 5th. Talk about some depth. If I just need a safety depth, and when you really think about it, the Dallas Cowboys don't draft safety at all for the most part. So if you put like a 4th round pick on a safety, that's still more than they invested in a safety in a long ass time. So they traded for like Minka with a 5th, and they drafted the nigga that fell to them in the 4th round. That's still more than they've done at safety in a long ass time. So yeah, man, I'm cool. Whatever they decide to do, I'm cool on it. He said, I slammed that 5th down like a big joker for Minka. Yes, indeed, man. But hey, we've been on here for about an hour, man. We got some other stuff that we need to do and attend to. I know Land got some business he need to handle. I got some stuff I gotta go do. And I promise you, man, we'll have more shit to talk about the next show that we do. We're not gonna get into any more hypothetical trades and shit. I'm not gonna talk about any more hypothetical trades. I'm going to talk about, at least if they're not actually within the parameters of what these niggas asking for. You know what I'm saying? If you want to create a trade package for Maxx Crosby, put in the parameters of what they're actually asking for, and then let's go there. But I'm not gonna entertain anything else. We're gonna put together a package that they asked for, because you're not the only person they're gonna be trying to negotiate with. But yeah, man, Lane, you got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
That's it for me. I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all. I love the support. Make sure you hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge the card. And I'm out.
Yes, indeed, man. In the words of the brother West Coast, never look down, because the style is up, man. Peace.